So, can you tell our listeners about the idea of, yes, I will explore that you shared towards the beginning of your book, this being a tool in business? Yes, I will explore that. Tell us what you meant, what your tip was there.
Yeah, if when you work for an entrepreneur or a visionary, a guy like Guy Laliberté, the founder of Cirque, had 1,000 ideas per minute, and he would jump in my office all the time, saying we should be doing this, we should be doing that, I'm proud to say that I never told him no. I always told him, yes, Guy, I will evaluate it. And that was because if I would say no, it would have shown that I was not open to his idea. But then I would take the appropriate amount of time to do the analysis of this idea and say, Guy, this is a great idea. It will work, we'll make money. Or this is not a great idea because we would lose money and it won't work. And the good news for me is that he was open to the results of my analysis.
So, you really did do an analysis on every idea, or did you pretend sometimes? Tell the truth.
Obviously, there was analysis that were much, much quicker than others.
Okay. So and then you end the book talking about focus. And so that feels like one of the balancing acts from which the book gets its name is, yes, I will explore that. And also we have to stay focused. I mean, is that one of the tensions that you think is one of your superpowers as a leader, figuring out when to focus, when to broaden your horizons?
Yeah, that was really, really thin line because on one hand, you have the artists and the creators that think that they never have enough money. And on the other side of the spectrum, you have the business people, the finance people that are telling me that we are spending too much money. So you have to find the right balance. And I became I've learned to become a referee here by listening to two sides. And I'd love to organize a meeting with the two sides and understand the arguments. Because I like to say that if you have a great show, you have a great business. If you don't have a good show, you have no business. So that's
Mm.
where you have to find the sweet spot to make a show amazing, but also to make as much money as possible.
Well, and that speaks to another great tip you had in the book about you like to be able to make a case against your own position. And how do you know when to use that tool, when it's important to give us an example maybe of a time when you actually made a case against your position and how that helped you?
Yeah, first of all, I like to consult people a lot. So I would like to listen to a ton of people. But at the end of the day, an organization like ours is not a democracy. So someone has to make a decision. So I will have a lot of time fueling the debate within a meeting to really listen to all point of views, and I will never ever hesitate to go through a process that is much more different than my own point of view because you cannot always trust your own point of view. So that's why I like to debate and to make sure that at the end of the debate, the best idea prevail. It doesn't matter if it comes from me or if it comes from anybody else, but let's have the best idea prevail.
How do we get more leaders to understand that their own perspective is not always the golden perspective? That I feel is the thing that hinders progress 9 out of 10 times is leaders who just feel right and they're righteous in their rightness. How did you get there? How did you become aware that maybe your perspective isn't the only?
It's interesting because for me, that was not an option because thinking that you're always right is so, so wrong. Because I
Mm.
did a ton of mistake in my career and I still do. And that's okay as long as you learn from your mistake. But we like to say here at Cirque that we have 5,000 pair of eyes and ears, which means that you can, through this amazing network of employees, enhance the ultimate solution that you're going to come with. So if you're not open to their creativity, then you're missing the point.
Yeah. Okay. So I have 1,000 questions. Another one that you just talked about, this adaptability, the ability to adapt being so important. We did research last year with Stanford on understanding what is the best culture, and the best culture was an adaptive culture. Shockingly, maybe not shockingly, those that were able to shift their culture. So not leaning so hard into one way of being, but evolving over time is the winning formula. And one of the debates we were having in our executive team meeting when we were looking at the research is there a difference between having a bunch of people who have agility mindset, adaptive mindset on a team, and a team that has collective unified agility or adaptability? Do you understand what I'm trying to ask?
Yeah,
Do
yeah.
you think there's a difference, and how do you nurture one versus the other?
Yeah, yeah. To me, it's very, very different because, if you have all those individuals that are very agile and I would suspect very creative, uh, and maybe the end result is not that good if they're not cohesive. You might
Right.
have some great individual, people coming with their own idea, but if it's not cohesive, to me, it won't work. So that's why I'm trying all the time to mobilize people under an issue and then adapt to the issue because with the new technologies that are happening and that are totally disruptive on a regular basis now, if you're not able to be agile as an organization and if you're not able to be cohesive as an organization, you will just not survive.